let's make some more complicated functions. So the first thing what we'll do is create a new function called calculate rectangle. And what we will do is when you want to calculate a rectangle is you need to supply two parameters, right? You need to supply the height and the width. So to do that, let's take again our param statement, and then the first line we'll put in the height. So again, we'll define it as a float and supply it 10 as a default value. Then at the end, we'll add a comma, and then on the next line, we can actually supply a second parameter width. Again, we'll define it as a float and equal it to 10. Now that we've done that, we can actually do the calculation too. We take again surface and we equal it to height multiplied by width. Finally, we can return the surface value. Now let's execute this code here and let's try to run our brand new function. And you can see that you can just call the height, give it a name, and you can see that you can define the height and also the width. If you want, you can actually switch the parameters when calling. That's the great thing about naming your parameters. It's clear what value is assigned to what. Now, sometimes you might want your users not to just use the default value. You want your users to actually supply a value, so really force them. Now you can do that with parameter decoration. So what you can do is in front of the float casting definition, or how you want to call it, you can add between square brackets, you can write parameter, regular brackets, mandatory equals true. And that will basically tell PowerShell that the user always has to supply a value for these parameters. If he does not, the shell will automatically ask the users for some value. So it will actually act like a read host. So that's pretty cool, right? So let's execute it and let's try to run the function without any parameters involved. Okay, so you can see the result here that you really need to supply some parameters. Okay, on to the next parameter decoration. So by default, you can actually run your functions without supplying keywords for the parameters. You can just say the value you want to add. And what PowerShell will do is it will try to match it to the parameters that you have defined in the param statement. Now, if you want to force a position, you can also do that. So again, in the parameter statement, you can now use the keyword position equals and then the number of the parameter that you want to supply. So let's do that. And let's also do something extra. Let's make a statement right host and say, okay, h equals the height and w equals the width, so that we can actually validate later that it is actually assigning the right value to the right order. Okay, let's execute the function. Okay, and let's now execute the function with some values to see if it really matches our expectation. Great, that seems to work, right? Okay, something else. Maybe you like those named parameters, but those keywords are really long, right? If you always have to type in height or width. So what you can do is actually you can define an alias, and an alias allows you to have a shorthand name for the actual value in your code or the actual parameter in your code. To do so, again, between square brackets, define alias, and then between regular brackets, you can define a string, and that will define the shorthand value. Let's execute it again, and this time, let's try it with the shorthand aliases. Great, that makes our function so much easier to use. Okay, finally, I want to show you one cool parameter, and that's the switch parameter. So switch is a bit like a Boolean parameter, but basically you're telling the user that if you do supply the parameter, the Boolean value will be true. If you don't supply the switch parameter, the default value will be false. So you can use it so that the user can actually say, I want to use this mode of the function, or I don't want to use this mode of the function. So it's really easy, and they don't have to define a Boolean value. They can just use only the name of the parameter. Okay, let's try it out with a print switch. And let's say if it says print, then we'll write it out. Okay, let's run our function now without a print statement. Nothing is being printed. Now let's run it again, but this time let's add the print statement. Great, now the output is actually written to the console. So a pretty useful parameter if you want to give customers some easy choices.